Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another episode, another week, another exciting show. Technology Tuesday. I'm your host, Greg Russell, here with my good friend, Mr. Jerry Franklin Poe. And today we're going to talk to you guys about something that's dear to my heart, something that was inspired by one of my clients. And we are going to be talking about live streaming apps in 2025. Everything you need to know. We're going to run through several of them, talk about pricing, comparisons, and some key features you should definitely be using and know about. So we're about to dive in right now on this week's episode of Technology Tuesday.
All right, all right. Welcome in, folks. Thank you for being here for another episode of Technology Tuesday. We are here every single week, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to bringing you that practical knowledge, practical applications, and the practical solutions for your business. So, Greg, I know that you had been talking to me behind the scenes about some changes within some of these streaming services, and that's the funny thing. Like, it's 2025 now. It's so weird how much has changed in the last 10 years, 15 years. It's like I was talking to someone the other day about something. And it was just like, oh wow, that so felt like it was so long ago that we were like doing a particular service, or like we mentioned like be live and restreams. And like that was like it was like 2017 when we first started doing that. It's like, man, it seems like it was just yesterday, and
Yeah.
now it's almost 8 years, 9 years, coming up close to 10 years later. How many things have changed and shifted in such a short period of time? And what we were noticing recently is that the changes are happening faster. Like these
Oh,
these
yeah.
services, um, they're changing their way of doing things. With Facebook changing how they're going to be holding videos that you stream to their platforms. Like stuff isn't consistent before. Like something would stay the same for a long number of years, and now it seems like if you start to base your strategy on something being there for five
Yes.
years or for 6 years, you're probably going to have some challenges with that because things are changing within a year or 2 years. It's like a whole new system, a whole new way of going about it.
Yeah, man. I believe that I heard that, when it comes to technology, technology is like seven times faster than other things. So, like, you think about, the technology and the technology you're using, um, it's seven times faster. So, if you're using something that's like a year old, it's like 7 years old. If you're using something that's like 3 years old, it's like 21 years old and compared to how other things age in other industries, and especially now with AI in the mix and technology changing all the time. These companies are trying to stay profitable and keep up, so it is a challenge. And for us, entrepreneurs who are looking to utilize this technology for our business, it's a challenge to keep up with all of the changes and what you should be using versus what you shouldn't be using. But that's why I am here to share with you, Jerry, some things that I believe can really help you to save you a lot of time looking and trying to figure out what's the best thing for these for your business. So today we're going to dive deep down into some streaming tools. Now there's hundreds of them, but we're going to talk about some of the ones that are the most popular and some of the ones that are kind of the hidden gems that you may want to check out that you may not have heard of. So with that, man, I think I want to dive right in. But is there anything else on your heart that you want to share about live streaming? Because I know you've done some in the past.
No, I think we're good, man. Just dive all in. I think the quicker we get in, the better. And if something pops up, we'll definitely jump out there and give them some and any inspired ideas.
Awesome. So we're going to dive right in. I'm going to share my screen. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the top few right away. And then I'm going to go back and dive into the features and things that are there. All right. So with that, let me go ahead and share my screen. Boom. All right. So the first one we're going to talk about, I'm already in the account. It's live. It's a StreamYard. I will come back and talk about StreamYard, but it is one of the most popular ones where people are looking to stream. They run across StreamYard. It was purchased and sold several times, but it is one of the ones that are still out there that you can use. One of the ones that we've mentioned before is something called One Stream Live, and this is where you can stream multiple places. I do know that this was one of the first ones that I knew of where you could actually stream to Instagram. So this is a One Stream Live. Another one that we've used in the past was Switcher Studio. I'm actually on the pricing page, but Switcher Studio, switcherstudio.com. This one is a Mac only, right, Jerry? This one's Mac only, correct? If I remember correctly, this is a Mac only
Switcher, I believe,
platform.
is Mac only.
Yes, this is a Mac only platform. So for you PC guys out there, um, if you're trying to run the show, you need a Mac, right? If you have a guest or a co-host that's PC, because Jerry's PC, we were able to run the show fine with me doing the production on this end and him just being the co-host and host on that end. Another one that we use today, the one we're streaming right now with, is called Ecamm Studio, and this is what we're using here today. And it is not only a platform, but it's also a studio where you can have different scenes and slides and stuff. Um, Another one where you can do that is Restream. Restream is not a software, but it is an online application that you log into and use from online, and it has lots of cool features too. It allows you to have a studio like we have here, and you can run it online, both Mac and PC available for that one. Ecamm is also Mac only, just FYI. And then there is one called, oh, let me log out of it so you guys can see what it looks like on the outside. It is called Switchboard Studio, and you can find it at switchboard.live. Right? Live streaming made easy, switchboard.live. All right. And so, and there's one more that we use. We're probably not going to talk about this one too much, but there is b.live. And we're also, again, back on the pricing page because we were checking out what the prices are, but there's b.live, and you can go stream on b.live as well. This one also, I believe, has a studio. Yes, it has like a studio where you can add your logo and stuff there. So those are the top 5 plus a bonus one for you guys of the software we're going to dive into and show you the benefits, pros and cons of some of them that you can get into. But if you just wanted the quick what we're going to talk about, those are the ones. So now we're going to jump back and talk about StreamYard, because this is the one that started off the conversation with one of my clients. They were complaining that their prices were increasing. And so that's really not a big thing when prices increase, but there are some things going on with the StreamYard that I thought was very interesting that I wanted to share with everyone. First of all, if you go to StreamYard, you will not find pricing on their website, which I thought was weird. Because most all these others you can go through and you can just see the price, but you won't see the price on their website. And Jerry, the reason why you can't see the price, see if I can find it for you guys, is you have to log in. Now, when you log in, they send you an email and you have to put in the code and you log in. So I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm going to put it right up on the screen. Let me know you can see it. Boom, right? It says they show the price plans after customer login, allows them to try different offers and ultimately finds what works best. This is not, they're saying it's not new, but I think that's kind of weird. I don't remember a platform where you couldn't just go see the price. So anyway, they put that in their terms and service. They put that in their thing, and I will share with you mine. Now, I've been with StreamYard for a long time. I don't use it, but I signed up when it first came out. You guys know that I usually find some really cool things early, and I get in early. So this is one of the ones I found on. We actually, when we first started, Jerry and I, this was the platform we started on. We didn't stay on it long, but we actually started live streaming Technology Tuesday using StreamYard. And so my pricing that I have is they have the free option. They have, which is what I'm on now. It says my current plan. Then they have core, which is if you're paying Yearly, it's $35 per month for 12 months. I forget what the calculations on that is, but it's over $300. And then they have the advanced plan, which is $68, um, which would be well over $700 for this advanced plan. So these are if you're doing annual. So those are the prices if you're doing annual. If you're doing monthly, it'll be the one that's crossed out. So if you're doing monthly, it's $44 a month, and if you're doing the advanced plan, it's $88 a month. So this is what I see. Now, when you log in, if you have your own account, they may be trying different things, and you may see slightly different price plans. It's really just this what they're trying to do is figure out what's the best price for them. I personally don't like the fact they don't publicly share their pricing. Me personally, but that's just me. I like it when I can just look at it and know, hey, this is this is what I'm paying for, right? So StreamYard is a popular streaming service, and those are the prices that I have for my account. They may slightly be different from your account depending on when you're logging in and when you're looking at the prices and when you're viewing our broadcast. But those were the prices that I have for my account. StreamYard allows you to have a studio where you can have guests and pull up people's different scenes within the platform. Like Restream, it's done all online. You don't need any software. So that's Restream. That's the pricing I have. Any comments or thoughts about Restream, Jerry?
No, I mean, it's good to go.
Good. All right, cool. So I'm going to move on and talk about this other one that we talked about, and that is OneStream Live. Okay, and OneStream Live is also an online platform. You log into it. One of the cool things about this one is that it gave you the ability to upload a video, and then you could start it and you could stream it as live. So you weren't live, but it was playing a video as live, right? And it was one of the first solutions to do that, which is still one of their features, but they have a whole lot of other features now. Multi-streaming, you can do stream multiple channels, different places. We can check out their pricing real quick. And so basically, they have a range of pricings going from $0 to $83 a month. That's on the yearly. If you're on monthly, it's going from $0 to $99 a month. So it's typically maybe like 10 or 15. It's not much difference between the annual and the monthly, but there you go. Yeah, they have a teleprompter that's new. They didn't have it when I got it. I do have an account
Right.
with OneStream, and I have used it plenty of times. Cool. Any questions about OneStream?
No, I mean, it's interesting to see how they've upgraded over the years from when we first started.
Yes. Yeah, man. I'm logging in right quick. I'm just trying to see if I see um, anything unique. I do not. I do not. Yeah. So again, you can schedule stuff in there. OneStream's a good platform if you're looking to go to a lot of places. It connects with a lot of places. And again, it was one of the first ones I saw with Instagram as a way to stream to Instagram. Let's see if I can find if they can show which destinations. I think that would be good. Give me 1 second to get out of it and see if we can see the destinations from their website without logging in. They say 45 platforms. I will share this, but we're not seeing them. But on their website, if you go to their solutions and multi-streaming, you can scroll down and it says 45 platforms plus the custom RTMP destinations. But yeah, they are one of the platforms that I believe has the most places that you can stream. I will check integrations. So these are things you can integrate with Zoom, Ecamm, OBS Studio, etc. All right, cool. So let's jump to the next one, which is Switcher Studio. This is a Mac only one. It is a software you download and you can multi-stream to multi places. This one is Mac only, and I believe it's one of the pricier ones. This was one of the things that we were looking at the time, comparing to different ones. So to start, it is $65 a month for their studio. And if you want their suite to go up to 20 platforms, it is $79 a month. And that's monthly. And you get a little discount. You actually get a big discount if you pay for annually, up to 40% off. So if you're interested in that and you have a Mac platform, you can definitely check out this one. I like this one because their switcher was pretty cool. I could have it on my iPad and hit buttons to the different screens, and it just swapped over. We even had Sydney do it for us a couple times while we were using it, so it was really really good. Um, or you could use a mobile device if not an iPad. I had an iPad, so we used an iPad, but you can also use your phone to switch screens. What I like about it, if you need that type of setup, you could actually do multiple cameras and you could actually control the camera shots while you're doing the interview, or be on camera yourself and just be able to, quietly, not real obvious, tap the different scenes and it switch and be right there without it being obvious that you're the one running the show. So that's Switcher Studio. And any thoughts, Jerry? I know we had some experience with that one.
No, I mean, if you could, that one's been around for a while. I mean, that's one of the ones we talked about 2017 that switcher was up and running then. Um, so yeah, it's good, reliable. I mean, I try to stick to the stuff that's more general in terms of like not just limited to one platform like a Mac. So yeah.
Yes, I would agree. If that's not your world, then you got to be open minded to some other things. Um, so we'll talk about the next one, which is also Mac only, and that's Ecamm. That is what we use right now for our streaming. Is what we recommend. Ecamm, you can find it at ecamm.com, and their pricing is, if you're on the monthly, it's $20 a month for their standard, and it's $40 a month for their pro, and basically you get more features. Now the pro gives you something that this one is unique because it has what they call eCam for Zoom, meaning your guest that you bring in can sign in with Zoom that they're used to using, and you can just control the program there. So this is pretty unique for streaming platforms. None of the others use Zoom for guests, and I believe you can have up to 10 guests, eight or 10. I can't remember at the moment how many guests you can bring in. So, for example, Jerry, if we wanted to bring on guests to the show, we could do that. We can give them the Zoom link. They could come in, and then we can set up a scene that has more people, and we can all be streaming on here together. So that is one of the cool features. It is can be as robust or as simple as you need for a stream, and it's one that I highly recommend if you have a Mac, because it is a Mac only platform. It is a software that you download on your computer and run, and you can run it yourself like we do here on this show, or you can have someone kind of on another machine running it for you. But that is Ecamm. They have lots of training, lots of tutorials. I highly recommend you check it out if you're looking for something that's really really robust and you're on the Mac platform. Boom. So that's Ecamm. The next one we're going to talk about is Restream. Restream.io. This is another very popular one. Kind of usually goes head and head with StreamYard. Restream allows you to have a studio. It's all online, so Mac or PC users both can use it, and you can build your studio in there and do it as well. The pricing for this one goes from $0. Well, let's look at monthly. If you're looking at monthly, from $0 to $239. But again, these channels, right? You can only go but so many channels on these plans. So just be mindful of that. Depending on how many places you're trying to stream to at once, you may not need a whole lot of places. It just depends on what your strategy is for your live streaming. But these are the plans here, going from 0 to $239 a month. But most people will be on this $19 or $50 plan for the pricing, and you get a discount if you go to annual, which will literally just give you like 2 months free. So that is Restream, and we got one more to talk about before I share with you guys something really really cool. and that is Switcher Studio. I'm sorry, Switchboard Studio, and you can find it at switchboard.live. Switchboard.live. This one is not as popular because it doesn't have a studio in it. You need to have a studio to go into it. So you can use Zoom if that's what your what they call the encoder is. It's what uh, gives you what the feed is to go into the switchboard, and the switchboard will take you to all these different platforms. So this is another one. So you can see here, you go into switchboard, and then you can have it sign up to go to all the ones that you want. This one is a little, I would say this one is one step down as far as user friendliness compared to Restream or StreamYard, because the people who are using it are a little bit more technical because they already have a software solution to stream into it. So Ecamm, what we use, is already configured to go into it so that we could use this to go into it as well and use Ecamm as our studio and processor to send the video into Switchboard and use Switchboard to go out. Ecamm also works with Restream as well. It's pre-configured for Restream as well. But you're kind of overlapping services if you're using Restream because they both have studios and they both go to multiple places. The one thing about Ecamm, it also goes to multiple places as well. So you're pretty much covered with Ecamm, but there are a couple of features that some of these platforms don't have that I'm going to share with you right now. So Jerry, this is the really good stuff that I think that will make a difference when it comes to live streaming. And that is the ability to have your stream go out to just more than your own platform, right? And so there are only two on this list that allow you to do that. And so I'm going to talk about which one is it? It is Restream first. Restream and Switchboard are the only two that has this platform, and they call them by different names. Give me 1 second to see if I can find it right quick. This one is called. Share the screen. This one, Jerry, is called Pairs, Stream Pairs by Restream. Now, it's not popular at the moment. It was when it first came out, these things were a little bit popular, and you won't even find it in their regular navigation. You have to kind of search for it, but it's there. They have something called Restream Pairs, and basically you can send a link to someone who you want to share the feed with, and when you go live, whatever social networks they connect to it, you'll go live on their social platforms as well. So just to make it easy, Jerry, if you connected it and I connected it to mine, when I go live on my page or profile, it will also go live on your page or profile or all of any of the social networks you connect to it. So you can get massive viewership by sharing the stream with different people, and you can have more than one. So you can get a team of people all to get connected and share the stream, and it's called Stream Pairs by Restream. Give me 1 second to find it. And I know we've done it before, Jerry. I don't know if you want to share your thoughts about that.
Now, the Restream was simple like that, straightforward. You just linked up your accounts, and I believe you have like the person that you're trying to have pair up their accounts. Use the word pair. They have to create a sign in or whatever it is, and then they provide whatever platforms, and then you just like it's like you press a button and it connects it, and then the I think maybe after a certain amount of time it'll say, hey, do you want to stay connected or do you want to refresh the connection or something like that, maybe after 30 days or 60 days. But yeah, it was pretty simple.
Yeah, I thought so too. And here I found it. It is how to stream to partner channels with Restream Pairs. If you Google Restream Pairs, you'll find it, and they talk about how this is going on their Facebook and LinkedIn, and this is going on their Twitter and YouTube, and this person's Facebook and LinkedIn, and this person's groups. Right? Well, you can't do groups anymore. However, you can use this pair. I believe that this pairing technology, or the be able to get the live stream onto your guest channels, is a untapped resource that so many entrepreneurs are missing out on. I think that this is something that This technology is here, and I think that you never know who the person knows. And I think if you can get your content in front of their people by sharing the stream, you'll be have a lot more exposure. And I think this is just something that's untapped. And I think that I'm going to actually look at doing it with a few people right here on Technology Tuesday. I think this is a way for us to get our live stream in front of more people by just partnering with our people we know, our partners, our clients, our family and friends, who's ever willing and has the right type of audience to put our content in front of if you do it right. So Restream Pairs is one way to do it, and the other way that I'm really excited about is Switchboard Studio. I'm sorry, yeah, Switchboard Studio at Switchboard Live. Theirs is called StreamShare, and it's the same concept where when you go live, you connect you get your partners, your clients, your customers, your other people to connect their socials to their account, so that when you go live not only on your account, but you go on live on their accounts as well. So this is Stream Share for Switchboard Studio, and it is Restream Pairs for Restream. And those are the two that have this hidden feature that will allow you to get way more exposure from your live streams that you need to know about and you should be diving into to get more exposure without having to spend more money. All right. It's a feature that I know can help a lot of people with their business. So, with that is our show about live streaming and all the services that you can use and how you can use them and the prices for those as well. I don't think we covered the pricing on Switchboard, but they don't. Uh, they do not share their pricing anymore. So I have it over here. If you go to their pricing page, there's like, book a call. They're like, talk to us, call us. It says see plans, but then it just go because they used to have the plans up here. they used to they used to share their plans, but now they're just like book a call. Um, so again, this was one of the ones that we shared way back when it was on AppSumo, and if you were lucky, you took advantage of it and you still have it. So those things we share sometimes are very valuable. We have gotten uh, Ecamm. No, Ecamm was never on it. We got which ones did we get, Jerry? We got OneStream Live on an AppSumo deal that we still have access to and use to this day. We got Restream on an AppSumo deal that we still have access to use
Be
to this day.
live.
You got Be
I
Live,
got Be Live off of AppSumo. Um,
AppSumo deal that's still active. We don't have to pay for. And I got Switchboard Studio, and they're kind of a bigger. They kind of go after bigger clientele like ESPN and Harley Davidson, just to name a few that work with who need that type of encoder. They already have a studio to stream to, and they want to go to multiple places. And now you can call them, ask for their pricing. I don't think their pricing is astronomical, but I think now they kind of tailor it to how many places are you going to stream, how much are you actually going to be feeding into their system, and I think they custom quote it now instead of it just being one set price. However, that is the benefits of being on with us every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Technology Tuesday. You will hear about the things that you should be using that you might not know about. And so, with that, make sure you guys join the group at technologytuesday.com, and make sure you share with your family and friends or colleagues to join the group, ask their questions, and we will see you guys next week. Jerry, any last thoughts?
nah, man, it's staying plugged in to the changes is quite important because you know every day something different. Things are changing. Microsoft made a decision they're going to focus on their video platform Teams more so than Skype. And like, a couple years ago, Skype was like the hottest thing. As everyone's like, "Yo, you got to get on that Skype thing."
Oh man, listen.
I was
Oh,
like,
so yeah, we'll take just 2 minutes or a minute, and we'll talk about the changes with Microsoft and you let me know that they are, you know, releasing, letting go, shutting down two of their very popular products, which was Skype and Publisher. Now, I have a gripe with Publisher, because my gripe with Publisher was like, if you had version Publisher 1 and they came out with version Publisher 1.5, right? You you they weren't compatible, right? Like if you said, Greg, you know, here's this design and you sent me your 1.5 Publisher version, I couldn't open it at all. And so that was the only thing with Publisher. I was like, why would they do that? Why would they make versions that aren't compatible with each other? Other than that, what we know of today of like Canva and designing and all that stuff, Publisher was at one time the main program, one of the main programs where you would design things, and companies would design magazines and newspapers and publications with that software. Um, Publisher was a main program for that back in the day. But it's crazy the changes now that it's completely letting it go. They're shutting it down completely. And I know you're frustrated because you have Publisher and they're not even leaving you with something to use for the files you have.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. But I mean, I wish they would send you a standalone download to at least access the file. Like their suggestion for you is to take the files and make them a PDF, which like you can't edit. Like what I don't. What are you gonna do with that? Like you can't update anything. You can't make any changes. So everything that you had created, you'd have to then recreate someplace else,
Yeah.
um, which is unfortunate. I mean, there are some things that you could do with Publisher that you're not able to do with Canva and some of these other web-based platforms, where it had an advantage. So I understand because there's so many other options out there, but from a user-friendly perspective, so yeah, you can have InDesign. You know, the Adobe products are available, but they have a higher learning curve. Publisher did not have that high of a learning curve. Um, yeah, so their suggestion is either convert stuff to like a Word document, which where you basically lose all the graphics. You have this the word, you have the text, um, or convert it to a PDF file. You know, yeah.
Yeah.
So you end up with a print copy of everything you've ever created. Now, unfortunately, um, they're not making that change. Like Skype is being wiped out within a matter of months. Publisher, they're giving people much more of a grace period. Like it's not going to be till I think around 2026. So you have time
Yeah.
to still hold on. But yeah, I
Sky-
don't know. I mean, it is what it is. The reality is that all this stuff is temporary. So
yeah.
people build things thinking that, you know, stuff's going to be around for a long time, but like, you know, they could kill a program. I mean, Word Perfect, you know, remember Word Perfect was the hottest thing on the planet.
Yeah.
Lotus 123, the hottest thing going
Yeah.
around. So for some people listening, they may not even understand what Lotus 123 or Word
We're
Perfect.
perfect.
That's before their
Oh
birthday,
my
before
gosh.
they were born.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, you need to be flexible in terms of how you create stuff.
I think when I think of Skype, I think of they are the blockbuster of messengers, you know, instant messaging, because that was the at one point
Well,
it was the main pull. Yeah,
video.
video too. Yeah,
So Skype is basically because Skype was not just it wasn't instant messaging, it was it was like video calling. Skype was the first video call platform, and this is before, you know, FaceTime and all that other stuff. So if you wanted to like see somebody and talk to them, you would Skype them.
yeah,
And that
yeah,
like you didn't have the the stuff that's on the phones now. Those Google apps and those Apple apps didn't exist when Skype was first created. Yeah.
and Skype was created in August of 2003.
Yeah. So the iPhone wasn't until 2007.
It's crazy. 5 years, man. 5 years. Anyway, man, we could talk about this technology, you know, and the history of it. I love it. I love it. Uh, We could talk about it all day long, but I'm not going to hold I'm not going to hold you anymore. Listen, man, Jerry, thank you so much for being here for another show and another season. I really appreciate it. And I got some exciting stuff with AI coming next week, so make sure you guys tune in. With that, take care, have a blessed one, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care.